Well, good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome in. A brand new week, brand new day here with Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy in association with our friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. It is Longshore and McKnight. I'm in my box. Barry is in his
My box.
box.
Yep. And
Over here.
yeah, it's like what they used to do and still do with like heavyweight boxing championship fights.
Yeah.
At the bottom, Longshore, light blue and white stripes, McKnight, dark blue and white stripes. You know, now the bell sounds and here we go.
You ever in a boxing match, then when they gave the guys, height, weight, what he's got on, and it would be like, and in this corner, blah, 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 the, Italian stallion, John Longshore.
Yeah.
Longshore. They would always repeat the
and
last
then, yeah.
I always wondered why they did that, but that was part of boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Media day recap, British Open blowout, and Braves just Friday night they gave me a little hope, but they seem to do that. Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, John, I hate to be I hate for roles to reverse and me to be Mr. Realistic and you to be Mr. Pie in the Sky, because that's not normally the way this program rolls.
Yeah.
But John, you got to give up on the Braves.
I mean,
normally I wouldn't want to say that, but man,
I woke up Saturday, Barry, and got a cup of coffee and see if Phillip had anything. And then I went to the scores and went, wow, look at that. Braves open up the second half of the season with a win
over the Yankees.
Yeah.
And then they lose the next two. So here's what I did this morning, and it's what I'm starting to do. It's kind of, for the last couple of mornings.
Yeah.
This morning, 3 things I got to do before, we're connected and then before we get on the air. Check the Open. I had a real strong suspicion. Check the Open. Check the Braves. Check the Auburn arrest record.
Ooh.
And evidently there wasn't anything really shocking over the weekend.
No.
Actually, getting ready for church yesterday morning. That's one of the reasons why I love the Open is on Sunday. You can watch a little bit of it while you're how many of you out there are still wear a tie to church guy? I used to be. I mean, I've got a jillion of them because of my TV. My TV work, might as well wear them. I'll wear a tie for like Easter and funerals and stuff like that. But normally I'm not. So I'm sitting there. And I hadn't paid attention. We had a day out on Saturday. My wife and I just spent time with family, didn't check the Open at all. All right, let me see what's going on Sunday. Scheffler, what?
Yeah.
8 strokes up?
How about that?
And John, that's all I watched of it. And is that good? Is that good for golf?
I know it is.
I mean, the Rory stuff and the Masters was great theater. Great theater.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the way he almost blew it at the end. But other than that, Scheffler by 4 strokes, which is what his winning total was yesterday to win the Claret Jug?
Claret Jug.
Scheffler by 5 strokes there. Scheffler wins this. But so not only did I look at it before I went off to church. Oh, Scheffler, at that point, I think he was up 8.
Yeah.
But when I got back, I had 0 interest.
Yeah, I think the only
does that hurt
drama
golf?
Was that his lead kind of shrank, a little bit. And you kind of went, oh, what's going on here? I mean, you need a duel. You need 2 guys battling it out on every hole, 1 up, even, 1 down, even, 1 up. I mean, you need something moving around to keep it really exciting. I wish you could have 2 or 3 groups that were all in there together. That really makes it exciting. I had it on, but I wasn't glued to it because I went, oh, wow, he's got such a big lead.
Right.
But, hey, nothing. I don't want to take anything away from Scheffler. I mean, great tournament, great win, another major, Grand Slam, the whole deal. I mean, the guy's on top of the golf world. But, yeah, I think that's where golf misses it when the drama's not there. And what's pretty much going to happen.
Plus, it's a little bit different. Like, back in the day, if John Daly was winning all of these tournaments, John had the lacy underall, certain zest for living.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's out there with he's pounding about 6 Diet Cokes on the front 9.
Smoking on the course.
Yeah, he's lighting a dart every
Yeah.
before every tee box. Flicks it away and grabs his driver, and
kind of like D'Annunzio, you know.
Is just. I thought his testimony earlier this week about how his golf success, his golf career doesn't define him, and all that kind of stuff. He is a solid Christian. He got arrested in Louisville before one of the tournaments a couple of years ago.
The PGA.
I mean, that was like everybody. Name the last guy out of everybody who would ever get arrested on the PGA Tour. Name the last guy you think ever would. And everybody would say Scheffler.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that guy. No,
he's super nice guy. He's courteous to the crowd. He's very, very well spoken and humble and everything. Despite all that, John really likes the guy.
I do.
I
like him. Yeah.
How about a little something? How about getting in a shouting match with somebody in the gallery? How about hitting a shot fat and giving us a real quick little Tiger Woods cuss word?
Yeah.
Something, Scotty. Give us
what
some
Happy
theater.
Gilmore is for.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he has a bad shot,
fight with Bob Barker, something.
He's pretty smooth. Maybe that's why he's winning so much. He doesn't let the game get between his ears, which is a big part of it. You got to let bad shots go and move on to the next one. And he does an excellent job of being able to do that and just forgetting about it. I think a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it, keep remembering, and you can't do it. It will certainly grab you. It will. I do have to comment about this, Barry. It's interesting that you brought it up. Look, I don't care what you wear when you go to church. Doesn't matter to me as long as you're there for what you're there for. The main reason.
Right. Yeah.
What you wear doesn't really matter.
Totally.
But I did grow up, wearing a tie to church, and I still do. I would say, Barry, 80% of the time, in the summer when it's really hot, I'll go sport coat and a dress shirt and just not wear the tie. But once, as I say, when school starts till about the 4th of July, I'm going to do that. And mainly because, that's just the way I did it. And I don't want to get the stink eye from my mother. She's big into you better wear
word to your mother. Yep.
So I don't want to hear it from her. So not that, there again, doesn't really matter what you wear. But
it is absolutely true, especially in a church like ours, which is, right up, absolutely just jam up next to the campus. And, we've got such a student presence. You want to, set an example for all of them. Two things, and I wear a tie when I'm broadcasting basketball and where I wear a tie a fair amount. But two things: it's hot, and we're going to eat afterwards.
Barry, if you ever
can't tell you how many ties that I have had to take out of the rotation because it's got chicken grease on it, gravy, something like that. And
hey, Jim Massey can get those out for you.
Here, listen, Jim Massey has helped my image in my church even more than my tithing. Hey, wow. Hey, look,
no doubt.
McKnight looks pretty slick.
If you ever noticed, Barry, like our grandparents and their parents, both my grandfathers, I don't ever remember them not having a tie on. I mean, my father's father, I remember my father was playing in a golf tournament. I was like 14, and he and his partner were winning it. And my grandfather wanted to go out there and watch him. And so I was able to drive him in a golf cart around so he could watch my father play. He had a coat and tie on. I'm thinking it's 90 degrees out here.
What are you doing? Yeah. And you watch those old TV shows and those old movies and stuff, and guys are at the ball game wearing ties and coats and hats. What are you doing?
I'm thinking
T-shirt and shorts, man.
Was it not hot back then? I know it had to be, but man, that era, people wore a coat and tie. They dressed up. The weather didn't matter. I mean, the temperature, so what? But yeah, when you said that, I thought about how, styles have changed over there. I mean, you walk into a bank, mainly on a Friday. I mean, it's casual Friday at the bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're not wearing coats and ties on Friday. Now that I think about it, they might not be wearing it any day of the week. Now that I think about it, but that's
It just, I mean, I've got a jillion of them, and I got coats and everything because of my work on TV. I must have 40 ties,
Yeah.
literally. But man, it's hot, and it
I mean,
takes that next.
and you mentioned TV. I mean, I mainly wear a tie on TV, but there's
Right.
times, well, like over in Atlanta, I just went with the sport coat. They did it that way. And I say, you see more people in sports on TV doing that. And you'll see Fowler and Herb Street in the booth. They'll have a coat and tie on. But like some of these guys that do these studio shows and maybe some reporting during the week, they won't go 100% tie like it used to be. I don't know. Maybe we're just getting a little more casual in our lifestyles.
Theodos brings this up. He says, "Remember when everybody wore a tie on a plane?"
Oh, yes. Barry, I remember as a child putting my clip-on tie on to get on a plane when I was like 8. Oh, yeah.
Now, I mean, you see people out there, ladies, they don't dress down to go traveling. I mean, they're up there wearing those yoga pants that say
Yes.
juicy on the rear end, and they don't care.
Barry, here's my deal.
Tank
I see
tops?
this.
What do
I've
you
got a friend that'll do this. Maybe it's just me. I'm not wearing shorts on a plane.
No.
And I see more and more people do that. Flip-flops on a plane? No, you're not going to see me do that. But yeah, I'm just thinking, I don't want the backside of my legs touching that seat.
That is my wife, who is very, very germ conscious.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I mean, she's not going to wear anything that would promote touching of common surfaces in an airport. And it makes sense, I never thought about it.
Some people, yeah. And then your neck, maybe you got that guy in the middle seat with the shorts and the flip-flops on, and you're going, really?
I do not want the skin of my thigh touching the skin of his thigh, or do you ever go and watch like YouTube videos and watch? I used to watch the Bobby Jones.
Yeah.
Had a series of how-to videos. And I mean, they got some guy cranking the camera in the background, and now, computer-wise, you can make it look exactly like he's standing right there instead of all the herky-jerky motions and stuff. He's out there playing golf. He's got the tie on.
He does.
And, long sleeve shirt. And I'm thinking, I know he's from the South. He's from Atlanta. It's bound to be hot out there. Good Lord.
Yeah. And to think, what was that movie, Bagger Vance?
Yeah, with Will Smith and Matt Damon.
Yeah, they were all wearing ties.
Not me.
I don't get that. But,
so
that was interesting. So, Barry, there's a couple of things that have caught my attention in the things you need to know department.
Number one, and I brought it up just a moment ago. Everything's fine with Auburn right now. Nothing happened over the weekend. We still don't know what's going to happen with Malcolm Simmons, but nobody else.
No,
at the moment.
A couple of things that have caught my attention. Number one, I guess it was midday Friday, the SEC released how the media predicted the finish of the 2025 football season. It's interesting, Barry, because I wrote mine down really Thursday after day 4 of media days wrapped up. And to tell you the truth, I'm pretty close to how the media voted. I did not vote on it. I don't believe you did either.
No. I think
there were like 90 people out of the 1,200 that did, but be that as it may, wanted to go over that because there are a couple of teams that I thought were in some very, very interesting spots out of the 16 teams in the Southeastern Conference. Also, a perfect example of how two great minds think alike. That was in a column yesterday that you probably got a pretty good idea of what I'm getting at.
I've got to start looking it up. auburnundercover.com. Okay.
And then at AL.com today, there were two articles that definitely caught my attention that I thought, okay. Yeah,
one of them is about the Coldplay concert, which has nothing to do with sports. Thank you very much.
Well, no, I've seen the video, but I did not see that.
It's on AL.com sports page. What are you
figure?
Doing? What's going on?
Yeah, I didn't read. I've read enough of that. I'm over that story. But it's a couple of others. I will certainly comment about those as well. So we'll get into that today in the program. The Phantom's Daily Dog resumes today, Barry. I do have that confirmed that the Phantom will release a daily dog today. Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel in the next hour. Also, we can let you know that we're going to have a little schedule change tomorrow with our guest because Senator Tommy Tuberville will join us at the bottom of hour number 1 from Washington, D.C. Travis Ryer at the top of hour 2, and Brian Matthews will join us at the bottom of hour number 2 tomorrow. So we'll just kind of flip-flop some things around tomorrow, but just to let you know that. And we're off and running on the Monday edition of Longshore and McKnight.
To one of John's topics out there about, the preseason SEC picks from the media. History was made in terms of the all SEC teams. History was made by the University of Alabama. We'll talk about that. Lots more. He's John Longshore, light blue stripe.
Actually, it's green, Barry. It's actually a greenish stripe. Yeah.
Okay, greenish stripe.
Greenish stripe today.
I'm navy blue and white. We are underway. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Now, through July 31st, take advantage of the quadruple zero event at Stivers Ford in Montgomery. 0% APR for up to 48 months. 0 down payment. 0 payments for 90 days and 0 cost for maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. The quadruple zero event offer is available on select 24 and 25 model F-150s, Explorers, Expeditions, Broncos, Mustangs, and Escapes. Stop by Stivers Ford at 4000 Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery for more information. Stivers Ford, where price sells cars and trucks.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
It is 18 minutes past the hour on a Monday, Longshore and McKnight. Presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And SEC Football Media Day wrap up. Of course, the preseason picks were made. They were released on Friday. Yeah, I know we don't really put much stock in it.
It is a talking point, though.
Yeah. Why they ask people that maybe some played the game, maybe some didn't, maybe who knows. When you have a poll, Barry, and Vanderbilt gets a first place vote, doesn't that kind of take a little out of it? I mean, Vandy's going to have a good year, but they're not winning the conference.
Vanderbilt they ended up getting 2 points. These are not votes.
Yeah.
They ended up getting 2 points in the preseason media poll, more than Tennessee, Ole Miss, and Auburn. Here's the projected order of finish. Texas predicted to win the SEC by the media members there, followed by Georgia in second. Once again, they expect Texas and Georgia to play for the SEC championship. Then Alabama and LSU. Those are the top four. Those are the ones that very likely would go to the college football playoff, followed by number 5 South Carolina. It ain't like John has been super bullish, lose his mind, go crazy over the Gamecocks, but John's been telling you, hey, these guys are going to be pretty good.
Yep.
They're trending upward. Florida 6, Ole Miss 7th, Loadmore, Texas A&M 8th, Tennessee 9th, Oklahoma 10th. And then there is a drop-off. Just to give you a point of illustration, Oklahoma makes the top 10, number 10, with 1,613 votes. 1,613. Number 11 is Auburn, nearly 400 votes behind. So the top 10 are, with a couple of exceptions, just right there. And then the bottom 6 are way off. Auburn, number 11. Preseason number 11. Will that get Hugh another year?
11 in the conference.
Yeah. Not 11 in the country. Missouri, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Kentucky, and then Mississippi State. Those are your projected order of finish from the media. And John's right. It gets to be, we always used to hear complaints that it was always venue-centric. Wherever the event is, that's where all the media, because believe me, the guys from WHIK in Double Springs, Alabama, they're making the day trip over there to SEC Media Days when it's in Hoover, wearing their Ty Simpson jersey and, their Crimson Tide hat while they're doing the event. They ain't making the trip to downtown Atlanta to the Omni Hotel. So, maybe there's a little bit less of an Alabama-centric thing because it's not in Alabama. I will tell you this in regard to that. For the first time ever, and I think the event itself has been going on since 1985. I think this was the 41st or something like that. For the first time in 40 years of the SEC Media Days preseason all-conference poll, there is not a single first-team defensive player named from the University of Alabama.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Not
I'm wondering,
one.
how are you going to make the college football playoff without a first-team all-conference player?
Never happened before. The Dubose era, the Franchione era, the Shula era, always had at least one.
Now, granted,
this ain't got a single one.
We have more teams in the league. You can throw that out there. Well, there's more teams. Yeah, but you still ought to have some players on the first team, all SEC defense.
Georgia has got 4 on the first team.
So there again, I wonder, who's voting, how many people are voting. We've talked about it before.
Sure.
Really don't, and I think in Alabama's case, there are a lot of unknowns, but there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of talk about players on this team. Just haven't seen them in action yet, which would certainly help. But in saying all that, I wrote down my list, and it's interesting how close they are. The 2025 preseason SEC polling by yours truly. And I broke them down into 4 different blocks. The top 4, the middle 8, and the last 4.
Okay.
So here is how I have got the SEC finishing in football.
Hang on a minute. Pen.
All
right, ready. Here we go. Yep.
Write it down. All right. The top 4 finishers in the SEC in college football this year. Number 1 will be Texas.
All right.
Followed by LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. I don't know why people are giving Georgia so much love, because I heard a lot of people questioning this Georgia team coming into the season. A lot of unanswered questions. They're not sold on this quarterback.
Gunnar Stockton.
A lot of questions about this guy. So That's how my top 4 went. I've been on
And
LSU all summer. I've been talking about LSU. I think they got a good shot to beat Atlanta for the championship. Are we putting too much into Texas? I could see that. Maybe I'm guilty of that. You know, the new kid on the block. They went to Atlanta last year. They had a great debut in the SEC. Everybody loves Arch Manning. Their schedule is ridiculously weak.
they got Ohio State on the road to open. As John has been prone to saying about that matchup, for some reason, it's at 11 o'clock in the morning on Fox. Then San Jose State, UTEP, and Sam Houston State.
Yep. Well, let me explain it in this fashion. Texas, I'll go ahead and give you my bottom 4.
Okay, yeah.
In the SEC. I'll give you my bottom 4 in the SEC. I've got in the last place, number 16, Mississippi State. I've got Kentucky in the 15th spot, Vandy in the 14th spot, and Arkansas in the 13th spot. You know what? Texas plays all 4 of those teams. Okay. All 4 of them.
That's an excellent point. Those are, and that's not just really John's, except for, maybe switching a standing here and there. Those are everybody's bottom 4. Depending on the order, John's order may be different from somebody else, but I would submit to you, 90% of the people who were voting, probably 90% of the American public who follow SEC football would have those same 4 as your bottom 4.
Yeah, I think so. And, everybody loves Vanderbilt and had a great season last year, but they're still going to finish in the bottom 4. So, yeah, I'm just thinking Texas. You're going to get there because of schedule weakness, if anything. And so, if they lose to Ohio State, so what? They can still make it to Atlanta. It's all about conference wins. And if they have more than anybody or enough, they can get there to play for the championship. So I'm expecting to see them there. I'm expecting to see LSU as their opponent. Bama and Georgia will finish 3rd and 4th. And they've given you my bottom 4. So here's where it gets difficult for me, Barry. The middle 8.
Middle 8.
And I think everybody's kind of feeling the same type way. But I'm going to go with South Carolina in the 5th position as well. I've been high on them all summer. I love their quarterback, first team all SEC quarterback. Did that surprise you?
No. He's one of those guys. I mean, it wasn't like he was chopped liver coming out of high school. I think Lenora Sellers was a 4-star, but he came in last year. He's one of those guys, a little bit like Lagway, a little bit like, somebody like Tua, in that when he got out there, he took to it immediately. I mean, there was no acclimation period. There was no, get a couple of games to get his feet wet. Lenora Sellers went out there, and from the beginning, he was balling out there.
Yeah.
Plus, and you like to mention this, South Carolina's schedule, they go to LSU. They have Alabama for homecoming.
Woo!
In Columbia. They've got Ole Miss on the road, Texas A&M on the road. It is a manageable schedule for them. Non-conference, Virginia Tech, South Carolina State, Coastal Carolina, and Clemson. At Clemson, one won't impact the SEC championship, but the schedule's not bad, John. Not bad at all.
I think so. And maybe, there again, are we falling in love with South Carolina? Who knows? We'll see. Behind them, this is a school I think a lot of people have fallen in love with, and I think maybe I'm guilty. Should I believe in Ole Miss? I've kind of made the statement, and people, I made it in Atlanta. People thought I was crazy. They wanted to go send me away. Hey, Lane Kiffin's going to be the next coach at Southern Cal. He's going back home again. They thought I was crazy.
Connor O'Gara said he answered you in Spanish. He said no.
No, that was Hugh Freeze. Are you buying
he said
Hugh
that
Freeze
one
is selling?
He said that one as well. Both of them out there. I think, and it was borne out by a couple of the people I talked to, I think Austin Simmons is going to be a star in this league, the Ole Miss quarterback.
I'm with you.
Other than that, I don't have a ton of questions about Ole Miss. Look, for the straight year, 33rd straight year, they ain't making the SEC championship game, but they're going to be good, John.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I got them a nudge too high. I don't know. Here's another team that I think, well, I'm going to get, before I get to them, I got Texas A&M coming in after Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah.
They had a good finish last year, except for the game against the Longhorns. People were giving them up for dead. They kind of got it back together. So I'm moving up A&M a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't buy into them, but I am. Then I'm going with Oklahoma. Maybe I got them a little too low. A lot of people are talking about the Sooners going to have a really, really big year. I saw them look terrible at times last year.
I saw them look pretty good at times.
I saw them make other teams look terrible at times last year as well. So when I get to the next four of the middle eight, you got this team, a lot of people are high on them. Do I have Florida too low?
At number 9, yes. I would put them ahead of Texas A&M. And I've said Texas A&M will be good. Phil Steele has got Texas A&M as his number 2 surprise team this year. Well, I'm prepared to be surprised because Texas A&M never does it. I mean, they have hype. They don't have hype, whatever. But the consistent thing is that they always underperform. So, I'm prepared to be surprised about Texas A&M, but they're going to have to surprise me because I'm tired of giving them the benefit of the doubt. I have Florida over them.
When you only play 8 conference games, and Bill from Baltimore, we're going to get to your post here in just a second. That's a good one. Well, we can go to it right now. I mean, I think he makes a good point.
To get back on John's favorite topic, hard to compare and rank if you're only playing 8 conference games. Need more games. Bill, now, John, you rather have on like Auburn's schedule? Would you rather have on Auburn's schedule a matchup with, say, who's one of the Auburn regular schools that's not on Mississippi State? Or Auburn, South Alabama, or Auburn, Ball State.
South Alabama in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
But Bill, it's not my favorite. It's one of my favorite topics. Not the favorite, but one of my favorite.
One of
topics. And I will say this, maybe it's just me. Maybe other people think differently. Maybe they heard differently, formed a different opinion. I got the sense from reading the tea leaves in Atlanta, we're going to 9 games. I think the 26.
You just were listening and you were hearing what you wanted to hear. It's like the family dog. It's like the family dog. You know what your dog is hearing? Your dog is lying there taking a nap on the living room carpet. Does anybody still have living room on the living room rug? And you know what he's hearing? He's hearing blah 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 walk. Blah 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 stupper. Blah, blah, blah. That's what John's hearing. John's hearing blah, 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 wah, 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 just background noise as he bebops down Digital Drive. All of a sudden, somebody says, 9-game schedule. Ooh, what?
Yeah.
You ever get your dog sleeping and you say, look, I'm fixing to say CHICKEN. And he's sleeping, and you're pretending you're fronting like you're on the phone with somebody. Yeah, are you going to get some chicken? And then his dog looking at that's John on the Digital Drive. Now, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
9-game schedule? What? Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay. Write it down, Gern. July 21st. We are going to 9 games. And could it be as soon as 2026? Yeah,
or it could be like John's guarantee that the Iron Bowl's going to sell tickets for $100. It took 13 years for inflation to catch up. Finally, it happened. John's like, see? Told you.
We didn't put a time parameter on it, but I'm putting it on the 9-game schedule. I will say that. And you're right. Bill, I like what you say there. It is kind of hard to compare. I think we're going to have some ties with these teams because everybody's not playing everybody in terms of standing.
Oh, no doubt.
So, Florida and A&M and South Carolina could all have the same record and be tied for 6th, Then we get into 3 teams I think are interesting.
The bottom three of his middle 8.
I got Auburn after Florida, and I'm wondering, are they too low? I mean, I've talked about Auburn's schedule. You know, if they lose to Baylor, big deal because it's not a conference game. I mean, I think the fans are going to be
The
upset.
fans would be.
But to me, Auburn's schedule of those back-to-back road games at Oklahoma, at A&M, if they split those, I think they're in good shape. If they win them both, whoa, watch out for the tiger tails and the flags on cars. They will be all over the place. Because after that A&M game, they do come home to play Georgia at home. Okay, I get that. Could be a tough one. But after that, Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt off, and then Mercer, they're going to win all of those games. Missouri's at home. So they're going to be on a roll before Alabama comes into town at the last game of the year. So to me, Auburn's schedule is those games on the road, Oklahoma, A&M. If they win both of those, watch out. If they split them, they're in good shape. So maybe I got Auburn too low. I got Missouri after them. I think, there again, Missouri might be a little low as well. Then I got Tennessee. And then I gave you my last 4. But in those middle 8, I think you could have several of these teams with the same record.
Yeah, I see movement among the middle 8. But quite frankly, I don't see anybody in the middle 8 moving upward into your top 4. No. I mean, your middle 8, you can juggle them around, jumble them around, but they ain't getting into the top 4. I think John's top 4 is pretty much everybody's top 4. Those are the 4 strongest teams. Those are the teams who invest the most money into it all.
Of those 4 in the top 4, which one is the most likely to not finish in the top 4?
I say Alabama.
I do too. I think so too.
That's a good question.
Going to Athens, pretty difficult. I know Alabama's had their number. We've talked about the game at South Carolina. It's the 5th of 5 in a row, right after the Tennessee game. Then you got LSU the week after an off week. And, of course, there again, I've got them in my top 4. And we know about Oklahoma. They certainly gave Alabama more than they thought they were going to get. And don't forget about that little game at the end of the year, too.
The Iron Bowl. Yeah, the Auburn game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a break. I don't disagree with a lot of that. I mean, just a couple of slight tweaks from me, but that's pretty solid. It seems pretty well cut and dried in the SEC this year, but somebody's quarterback will get injured.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody will get arrested in Dadeville for possession. Well, I'm sorry, that's already happened. There will be something happen that shouldn't happen.
Is this really Curtis? I mean, he makes an excellent point.
Well, we had talked about it last week. You look at John's top 4. Texas, LSU, Georgia, Alabama. What's the common thing in all 4 of those? 3 of them don't have a returning quarterback starter. Manning for Texas, Simpson for Alabama, Stockton for Georgia. Do they strike fear in everybody's heart?
Man, Dennis is coming strong today, Barry.
Dennis, John and Barry, how is Texas A&M going to do this year? Barry, you need a haircut. Get a crew cut. A crew cut?
Wow. Man, Dennis coming strong today.
Much as I
don't see Barry in a crew cut, Dennis.
Well, I respect Dennis's grooming tips. I certainly do. If you ever see Dennis, you know that he's Mr. GQ. But golly, a crew cut, Dennis? I need a haircut? I don't know. Let's take a break here. Let me think on that. Let me noodle on that. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com. Already back at it, about 19 minutes past the hour, of hour number 2 here on a Monday. Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light, and of course in association with our good friends at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. You can check us out there at Yellowhammer News. There's a write-up about the show each and every afternoon. So make sure you check out Yellowhammer News for all of your news, politics, lifestyles, sports. They've got it for you, yellowhammernews.com. Also, hit the like button.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate that. And tell all your friends, tell them to join in each and every day. They can watch us live from 7 to 9, or they can check us out at their convenience because we're streaming all day.
I'm going to figure out a way to put a poll on our live screen because Theotis weighs in. Barry, you need a man bun. And Dennis says, Barry, also is Sunbelt expansion over for now? Barry and John, what surprised the most? Thank you at SEC Media Days. The Sunbelt Media Days is getting underway today, as a matter of fact. I'm not going down this year, but expansion is over. If there's any more movement in the Sunbelt, it'll be somebody moving, which I don't foresee, and then just wearing that, just not going down. Biggest surprise about Media Day? I can't think of it like, I don't rate the things as like, whoa, hey, wow, that was a bigger surprise than that was a surprise. I will tell you this. I thought Jackson Arnold looked poised and cool and confident. He's in a not easy spot. He's got to be great. He can't be just good. If they're good, they're talking about 6-6. If he's good, they're talking about 6-6, 7-5. They need him to be great, and he doesn't seem to have a problem. He exhibited some leadership skills. He handled the media well and all that. Obviously, you haven't seen him play in an Auburn uniform, and that's what Dennis is asking. Surprises from Media Day rather than from the season. I was impressed with Jackson Arnold.
Well, I was too. The only thing, he's got to get some longer pants. I don't know if that was his older brother's pants or something, because they were high water, big time.
Yeah, you mentioned.
A lot of people are talking about Jackson Arnold. Is he going to be able to be the quarterback that Oklahoma thought he was? And I've heard all this, injuries, depleted offensive line, nobody in the wide receiver room, blah, blah, blah. Well, they looked pretty good against Alabama. Played well there, threw the ball, ran all over the place. So to me, that guy can play. So I don't know, why people would
Why
not
not?
think he
Yeah.
cannot play. Even Brent Venables said, "Hey, we wish we still had him." So obviously he felt and thought highly of Jackson Arnold. But I'm with you. I think he's got to play well, and it seems that Hugh Freeze has found the quarterback that he really wants. Nothing against Peyton Thorne, but that just wasn't his guy. Kind of like I don't think Jalen Milroe was Kalen DeBoer's guy. So, yeah, I think you're going to see more out of Jackson Arnold. And there again, I'm circling those 2 road games back to back. I think those 2 games are really going to determine what kind of season Auburn has.
Bill from Baltimore, a lot of the rankings have nothing to do with the teams as constructed this year, but it's looking into past performance and abilities. Hard to rank Auburn higher given the past few years. This from Chris the Bammer. Chris the Bammer, this is smoking some people out. Chris the Bammer says the Aubs will finish 9-3.
Chris, I can certainly see that. I've mentioned I'm kind of leaning maybe more to 9 wins. I've said 8-4, but I can tell you this: I'm leaning more to 9-3 than I would be 7-5.
Well,
I'm 8-4, but I could see them winning 9.
But on the other side, here's Bob from Pike Road. He says, Chris the Bammer, you must be referring to basketball because there isn't any way under the sun the War Eagles finish 9-3 in football. Please meet the annual Auburn hype train that has no substance. There is not going to be any Auburn gloss. There will be no compliments about Auburn on this show as long as Bob from Pike Road is tuning in. He ain't having that.
Would we want it any other way?
Bob, you fill a role on this thing.
You keep doing your thing.
Harry, you need a haircut, says the guy searching for the perfect woman.
He says you need to part it down the middle like in the 70s. That was known as butt cut.
Butt cut. I had that. I'm going to get a picture of me as a sophomore at the University of Florida down in the field with my father. I'm telling you, I've seen right that down the middle.
I've seen that with the tube socks on. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
with the Florida tank top. Yes.
So Tobias says Georgia's the team that won't finish in the top 4. He's not a Gunnar Stockton fan. Tobias out in the desert. He also says Texas will lose 3 games.
They are replacing 4 out of 5 offensive linemen, and Arch is a question mark. I'll go you one further, Tobias. They are losing the Outland Trophy winner and their left tackle, Kelvin Banks. He's in the NFL now. And he was great. But remember, late in the year, he was injured, and they didn't miss a beat. They are replacing 4 out of 5 offensive linemen, but they've got some studs behind them. They have been recruiting offensive linemen. And Arch is a question mark. I get it. He's his first year as the full-time starter. I understand what you're saying there. But he is as small of a question mark as you can have from a first-year starter.
I think so, too.
Arch is going to be great. And it's not just because of his last name. He's got everything you want. And I'm not just talking about 6'4", runs like a deer, strong, powerful, accurate arm, and all that. He's got the intangibles, too. Is there anything about his makeup, either his intelligence or his approach or his football IQ, that makes you think that this is going to be too big of a moment for him? He's got some pretty good mentors in this game. If he wants, I don't know about Jackson Arnold. If Jackson Arnold stinks it up for a game, who can he call? I know that, they're going to gripe at, Freeze is going to have something to say. The O coordinator is going to have something to say, but who can he call? Arch has got a couple of guys that he might be able to pick their brain. He's probably got them in his cell phone that can say, look, you need to look off that receiver for a beat longer so the other guy could clear. Arch is going to be good.
No
I
doubt.
mean, he may be a question mark just because he's not started a full-time, at quarterback, but he is about as known a commodity as a first-year starter can be.
Yeah, I'm confident in Arch. He might be a little bit better athlete than Eli and Peyton, who I don't think were great athletes, but they were really good quarterbacks, and they were got their teams in the best position
Yep.
possible to win. So yeah, there again, I said it last week. If Texas goes into Columbus, Ohio, and beats Ohio State, watch out. It'll be
yeah.
all you'll hear
Yep.
is Arch Manning.
Yeah,
And if he happens to throw the game-winning touchdown to win it for Texas, you'll already start hearing Heisman front runner, already won it. There's your guy.
I got lots of friends in Texas. I spend a fair amount of time every year in Texas. Here's what I'm hearing. I don't necessarily sense that yet, but everybody keeps saying, I'm telling you, Barry, I'm telling you. Texas fans, in terms of superiority and smugness, Texas fans make Alabama feel like amateurs.
You know, and
I don't know, and you're going to have to prove that to me as well. I cannot grasp that concept. I cannot. More smug and superior than Alabama fans by a lot.
You know, when Texas came to Tuscaloosa the year before they joined the SEC,
right?
So many Texas fans came to the game, and all those new downtown hotels in Tuscaloosa were booked to the max. And I'm
like months ahead of time.
And they're paying top dollar, top rates into the thousands for that. And, 2-3 night minimums. Didn't matter. And then they flew their private planes into the Tuscaloosa Regional Airport until they could not accommodate anymore.
They were lining. They were in holding patterns for hours.
Flew them to Bessemer. And they had to drive from the Bessemer Airport to Tuscaloosa. These people roll a different way.
They do.
And maybe they're a little smug and cocky and whatnot, but maybe that'll be good for Bama fan, Barry. Maybe that's what they need, is somebody to kind of knock them off that high horse, that smugness. Now, some people say that's arrogance, cockiness, cachet, panache, the whole deal. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
to John's point, the reason why we bring that up, I tend to believe what John says about this, not anything else, but about this. You let Texas go in there and win at Ohio State convincingly, double digits.
Yep.
That's going to be, get ready for that. Again, Bob from Pike Road, thoroughly caffeinated this morning. He, just a couple real quick before we go to break. Barry, has Auburn won more than 6 games the last 5 years? No. Has the Auburn preseason hype train predicted 8-4 and 9-3 every single season the last 5 years? Yes. Mike dropped.
I'm the one that predicted 8-4. You can't say, you got to narrow that down. But Bob,
also,
we're talking about this year.
This year.
Not the last 5.
Yeah.
This
year.
Of
course, Bob also, he says, Texas fans equal all hat and no cattle. How many natties does the Shorthorns have? Not even a blue blood. Texas needs to win a natty this decade. Just one, then talk.
Same scenario. That was then. This is now. They beat Southern Cal in the Rose Bowl back in 2003 or something?
Oh, yeah, the Vince Young scramble game.
But, that's like somebody saying, hey, Phantom, it doesn't matter what a team does at night on AstroTurf when the temperature's in the 70s and they're coming off a road win.
There's 2 things that Bob is passionate about, and we love the passion. Number 1, he's passionate about Alabama football, and number 2, he's passionate against anybody who says their team might be any good. There is only one team in college football that's any good whatsoever. And if you like your team and your team is not Alabama, Bob is here to tell you that you are whistling past the graveyard. You're wasting your time rooting for anybody other than Alabama. Come on,
I'm interested to know what Alabama's going to do this year, Bob.
Yeah.
9-4 last year. 9-4. 2 horrible, embarrassing losses on the road as a double-digit favorite. They happen to be a double-digit favorite in their opener on the road this season. What's going to be different?
Not a single first-team preseason all-conference defensive player, Bob? I'm just asking. I think they're going to be good. I think they'll be in the playoff this year. I'd like to know what you think about Alabama.
I would like to know that, too. When we come back, There are 3 things that have caught my attention in the things you need to know department. We'll unwrap one when we return.
Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
Okay, a couple of minutes to the top of the hour on this Monday. Before we press on, Barry, the Destin Connection, that just rang a bell for me. It just got me thinking. Look at that right there, Barry. You see
What
that?
is? Ooh.
Yeah, check that out. Check that out. Yep. There's the breaded red snapper.
Oh my
From
gosh.
the Destin Connection. Then I got the temperature up. You can see the gauge. It's in the green over there. I dropped it in the fryer. I fried them for 4 minutes. They popped out looking golden brown right there. Enjoyed those Friday night. And I went by David Scott, hooked me up there with, I mean, he picked the snapper up. Said, this thing, I just got it today. Filleted it up for me, packaged it up, gave me some seasoning to bread it with, get some cocktail and some tartar sauce. He says, you make sure Barry sees that on Monday. I said, you can count on it.
How am I supposed to concentrate the rest of the show? We still
delicious. So
unbelievable.
Good. Oh, it was so good. 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call ahead 288-4272. Barry, I was down on the Gulf Coast. I didn't buy my fish down there. I bought it from David and took it down there. You kidding me? I ain't buying it down there. No way. It was awesome.
Yeah, you go to some of those places down there, a little bit sketchy. You know what you're getting at the Destin Connection Seafood Market because David's been doing this for a generation now.
I mean, I'm telling you, it was so good. The wife and I were talking about it yesterday coming home. I said, man, I can't wait to cook that snapper again. And I don't eat a lot of fried food. I try not to, but I'm going to tell you, every now and then it is so good. And I got to tell you, I was even impressed with my cooking skills. I really was. So go by and see our friends at the Destin Connection. They got it all. It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and he picked the snapper up and goes, I'm about to cut it right here. It was awesome. All right, so Barry, I think I know you probably know where I'm going here.
Okay. 3 things you need to know.
I'm so glad that Philip's back from his cruise. We saw him in Atlanta.
You saw him. I never did. You kept saying, you kept pointing down from our perch up there above the print media expanse. They had like goalposts at one end and all that. And I don't see him. He's right there, Barry. John's got the Phillip radar. I can't. I'm thinking,
Took a
Where?
picture of Philip and sent it to Barry.
Come
And
on, Barry. He's the old white guy. I said, you're going to have to narrow that down, John, down there in the print. Yeah.
so he's back, man. He is churning out content left and right. And of course, yesterday morning, I woke up to Sunday reflections from Auburn and beyond.
All right.
No, blah, blah. Yeah. Pat Dye, sure. Yeah. Records in the last 10, yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
See,
Then we get to this.
I was on Jason Caldwell, but give me a moment. Let me get off Jason Caldwell.
I love Jason's 2-minute timeout feature every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Love that. That's very good. I really enjoy watching that. But Barry, this is what I got. This is what got me. Has rushing the field become an insult? Yep. Two great minds thinking alike.
Hang on. No money for former dangers and opportunities. Amusing rubric. Oh, has rushing the field become an insult? Philip Marshall, AuburnUndercover.com. All rights reserved.
Yep.
I don't like, pretty much the headline of just about everything he says. I don't like fans rushing fields. It didn't used to happen in our state. To be fair and honest, it still doesn't happen at Alabama.
That is big for Philip to say that.
The SEC has tried hard to discourage it. Other conferences and programs encourage it. Sooner or later, someone is going to be seriously hurt. Despite that, I never have thought of it as an insult to opponents. Quite the opposite. I always viewed it as a compliment to opponents. Apparently, Texas A&M took it as an insult at Jordan-Hare Stadium last season. Offensive lineman Armaj Reed Adams apparently took it as an insult. He said, quote, yeah, it's definitely personal. Like it's coming. That's all I've got to say. Linebacker Torian York had similar thoughts. He says, quote, I definitely understand the significance of that game. When they stormed the field, it was crazy. They stormed the field on us in South Carolina, too. I'm glad Auburn will be coming back to Texas A&M and Kyle Field. I guess you find your motivation where you can. That's Philip Marshall.
So, you know my thoughts about storming the field, storming the court. And,
me too.
You know, whether Alabama's done it or not, it really doesn't matter. It's just so many other people that I have seen do it.
Welcome back to SEC Football Media.
And I think, you know, Bryant Denny is constructed in a way that it's hard to get on the field. I mean, the end zone seats are pretty high up. I mean, you got to hang and drop, you know, to get to those. The goal from the goal line. I mean, from the goal line to goal line, you know, those seats. You got to jump a wrought iron fence and all that kind of stuff.
And most of the people down front are 83 years old anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I'm sure at some point in time, it's going to happen. Now, they got all these rent-a-cops out there circling the field. I'm not sure how much, you know,
good they do, how effective they are. I just think, you know, that there are some Alabama people who would go out and tackle their own people if they went out there. Some 58-year-old insurance salesman with a big boiler going to run out there and try to grab somebody and say, we don't do that here, son. You know, and
I've heard other media members, Barry, say it's okay. Former players that are media members now. Oh, it's fine. It's what makes college football. It's what makes it different. And, you know, all this hullabaloo. I've always said, what purpose does it serve? I mean, you get out there and you're going, oh, woo, hey, I'm on the 30 and I don't know who this guy is, or I don't know who that guy is either, and I don't know how I'm going to find the rest of the people I came to the game with because they're over there, and so what? I don't get the joy and excitement of running on the field.
And Phillip's right. It's not personal. I've never detected it as personal against the other team. You know, I mean, I've seen drunken college students belly up to an opposing player trying to get off the field and being an idiot. Who was that guy? Somebody rushed the field, and this is just top of my head. Somebody rushed the field against Alabama. Might have been Tennessee, probably was. and they bowled up to one of the Alabama grad assistants who ended up being a Navy SEAL who's like a black belt and all that. And the guy was like, "Hey, calm down, calm down." And the backstory was this guy had like 2 terms in Kuwait or something like that, and he could have absolutely just taken that guy apart, but he didn't. And you never know. You never know who you're going to go
Barry,
up against.
I'm with you. And to me, that's what I'm concerned about. Drunk frat boy, college kid, whatever. I mean, whether it's a 35-year-old man, I've seen a lot of them out there, that type too, that still think they're frat boys. Somebody's going to say something or do something. It's just a matter of time that something bad's going to happen. Nobody seems to think about that but me and Philip, I guess. I don't know. But these guys going, "Oh, no, I don't have a problem with it. It's great." You just wait till somebody gets cold cocked or some woman gets run over or a player reacts. You want one of your players reacting to a fan doing something stupid? Or you're storming the field and the opposing team's trying to get off the field. That, to me, that is trouble with a capital T.
I remember this when, that year that Summerall's first championship year at Troy, when Troy played that game at Appalachian State, and you had College Game Day there in Boone for that game, and Troy had that game won. They played better than App State the whole game. App State had the Hail Mary at the very end to win it, and people were storming the field. Man had a heart attack down there. They were trying to get the ambulances down there. The public address announcer was pleading with everybody to clear the field so the ambulance can get to a couple people broke their legs. Rimming the outside of the stadium itself were wrought iron gates with spear points at the top. One poor student tried to get over the spear point, and it pierced the back of his jeans and really the back of his undershorts, and it was very painful, very painful.
It sounds
very
like
sensitive part. And they had to, I found out they had to do surgery on him to close up and a piercing that wasn't supposed to be there. So, I mean, it has happened. It can happen. And all I'm saying is,
I don't get it.
What's the benefit of doing
what is the SEC going to say when something bad does happen? Because I've said it before, $500,000 fines. So what? It isn't coming out of my pocket. I don't care what you spend. Big deal. But someday somebody's going to, or what if this big fight breaks out? What if there's a fight involving 25 people on the 40-yard line? You think the cops, they got to go out there, break it up?
These rent-a-cops who are making $9 an hour,
they're not breaking it up. You're going to have to let the local police officers come out there and do it.
I'm with you.
And I just, I just do not get it. And Philip, I salute you for it. Great minds think alike. People go, "Oh, you're such a Debbie Downer." Look.
I just don't get the point.
Look, I stormed the field as a 15-year-old kid during the goal line stand game at the Louisiana Superdome. You know what? Me and my buddy had to walk back to the hotel that we were staying in with my parents in the driving rain, and I really wasn't sure where I was going. And I've never forgotten about it. I thought, I was kind of stupid.
15-year-old John in the French Quarter trying to get across Poydras. This is great.
In the driving rain. It was raining sideways. Of course, I didn't know it because I was inside. Didn't know it was raining outside, but I thought why'd we do that? That was kind of stupid.
Well, but speaking of Alabama football, let's just go all Bob from Pike Road here.
Yeah,
Bob is, Bob is thoroughly caffeinated. He says Bama is a top 3 to 5 defense nationally. No guys in the All-SEC is just bulletin board material. Bama is strong on all 3 levels. Veteran, proven ballers at defensive line, linebacker, and defensive back. The postseason All-SEC will be different. And he says, John, did Saban win 9 games in season 1? Did the Bear? No. I think, and of course his point is that Kalen DeBoer did. Does that mean he thinks that Kalen DeBoer is better than Saban and the Bear? He says, I think Bama goes 11-1 or 12-2, depending on how things go, in Columbia, South Carolina. Playoffs team and playing in the SEC championship game.
Well, I'll answer it this way, Bob. Bear Bryant inherited a team from Ears Whitworth. They were like 0-11, hadn't won. I mean, they were terrible in the, decade before Bear arrived. Nick Saban inherited a team from Mike Shula, Mike Dubose, Mike Price, Dennis Franchione. Who did I miss? I mean, Alabama was not good. They spent a decade in mediocrity, and their recruiting was nowhere at the level that Nick Saban brought it to. Kalen DeBoer inherited a gold mine, and he had a quarterback that wasn't that great. Somebody tried to tell you that before the season even started, and people said that guy was crazy, which was me. But Kalen DeBoer had no reason at all for that team to lose to Michigan, who was heavily depleted. No reason to lose to Vanderbilt or Oklahoma on the road as a double-digit favorite.
Yeah, Bob.
And you think about it, they're lucky as hell to have beaten Georgia.
And South Carolina.
They had a huge lead against Georgia and let it evaporate.
And South Carolina.
Very fortunate to win that game. So you're telling me that there's all these great players. And they got depth. They got really good players, but they're unproven.
Yeah.
And they got to grow up quick.
Real quick before we go to break, and I think we're going to have John McDade, SEC coordinator of officials.
Well, maybe not, but we'll
definitely have the Phantoms.
Yes.
Daily Dog. We'll definitely have the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. Real quick, the Big Ten Media Days is, I think it's getting underway, concluding something. Anyway, they come out with the Big Ten Conference preseason picks.
Yeah.
The order of finish in the Big Ten. The Big Ten media who covers that league says the champion will be the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Barry,
35 first place votes. Ohio State second with 18. Penn State has nearly twice as many first place votes as everybody else combined. Ohio State second, Oregon third, Illinois fourth. How about Ohio State, huh? I mean, how about Penn State?
Well, Barry, I'm getting a little nervous because I'm hearing a lot of, obviously, Penn State, you just mentioned it, hearing a lot about them, hearing a lot about Clemson. Look, where were you people the weekend before Memorial Day when someone predicted those two teams will face off against each other for the national championship? Still feel that way today. But I'm driving home yesterday, listening to college sports on Sirius. They're loving Clemson. Oh, man, Clemson. Got them in my national championship. Penn State, love Penn State. I'm thinking, can you guys tap the brakes? We don't need everybody out there to know this.
Or at least, give credit where it's due. We first heard this from John Longshore and Longshore and McKnight. Nope, not even any of that. Lots more still to come. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra-dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information.
Grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times await. Get some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
You know, I like playing this game of can he pinpoint what I'm thinking here? We've been together a long time. I think he's got a good track record of going, oh, I know where he's going here. Yeah, I've heard this before. Yeah. In the things you should know department. And Philip says, Storm, don't do it. Don't storm the field. I totally agree. Before we get to the Phantoms Daily Dogberry, I'm going to direct you to AL.com.
Okay.
Today, I'm looking at two.
Oh, I hate it when he does that. Yes.
There are two articles that caught my attention.
Coldplay.
Where is
best
that?
memes of astronomer CEO Andy Byron after Coldplay scandal? That again is Mark Heim, who's really a good dude, but man, he'll put anything on there. It doesn't have anything to do with sports, but hey.
I can't see. I don't see that one.
WWE star wrestler shares videos of struggles during day off in Alabama.
No, not that. Not that.
Legendary wrestler gets leg amputated. Quote, I want to get back in the ring.
Man, that's going to be tough. He's going to be hopping around.
Not any of those? Okay.
Not A.J. McCarron saying never say never.
Ooh, who has the best uniform in the SEC?
Bingo.
Got to be one of them right there.
There's one of them. Bingo. Yep, this one definitely caught my attention. Definitely. I think I clicked that first, even did before I clicked Philip today. But there's a theme here.
Yep.
They asked players at media days, I think 23 players were polled amongst the 16 teams about uniforms. A player for Texas A&M, I cannot pronounce his name, Armaj Reed Adams, I think.
Armaj Reed Adams, who we quoted earlier, he was asked about his favorite uniform in the SEC. AL.com, one of the lesser news organizations in this state. I'd say it's a distant second.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And this is why. They have access to everybody in the SEC that came to media days, and they're asking 23 players, who has the best uniform in the SEC, not your own?
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't seeing Yellowhammer do dumb stuff like that. Anyway,
you're right.
Play along. Armaj Reed Adams from Texas A&M, he said Tennessee's uniforms. He says that orange and black combination is fire, but he wanted to be completely clear. He only likes Tennessee's orange. The other orange, he said, is and it rhymes with Diddy.
Yeah, or chitty chitty bang bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think A.J. McCarron used that word about a coach in this state recently.
We are losing our self-control when it comes to profanity and all that. Yeah.
So this guy's tops on my list. That was pretty good, even though I think Tennessee's orange is that way too, Armaj. But the point being here, Barry, what I got from it, and I know this has been a very highly discussed topic over the years on this program. But I think what you're seeing here is young men that are playing football in the SEC or really anywhere in this country, And these things matter. I mean, they might not matter. Well, I think they do matter to 70-year-old people because for some reason they don't want them changing the uniforms.
Yeah.
But to 20-year-olds, man, I like uniform. I like a clean look. And they talk about all the different combinations. Variations of uniforms.
Yeah, I'm looking at uniforms, and admit it, a lot of you are looking at uniforms going, I like Auburn's uniform. I like Alabama's uniform. The kids, they don't like the standard uniform as much. I like Missouri's all-black combination. They got a touch of yellow in it. The combos that Tennessee puts together are nice, according to Texas A&M defensive back Will Lee. Missouri lineman Connor Tollison, he says, I would say the Texas A&M blackout is a really good look for them. He's another guy, Oklahoma defensive back Robert Spears Jennings says, I like Florida's. Florida has a lot of combinations. John, that's what they're looking for. And I know that's one of the things that the players at Troy love. Troy doesn't wear the same uniform combination every week. Players love that. I like their combinations. It's not the most important thing. I'm not saying that's what keeping them from winning national championships or anything. But the players like wearing something different.
No doubt about it. And it seems like the game is evolving more into what the players want. They want money. They want to be able to transfer. They're on social media. They're doing all these type things.
They want to look good.
They want to look good as well. The combination, Ole Miss came in first. They got a lot of different combinations.
Love
they
the
can
powder blue.
They can wear navy blue. They can wear powder blue. They can wear red. They can wear white. They've got a lot of combinations. LSU's got a lot of combinations. I'm not real thrilled about some of LSU's combinations. I think the all yellow and the all purple and, the purple or the white helmet. I mean, they can just isn't my cup of tea. I do think Ole Miss's uniforms look good.
If you were
black uniforms that Texas A&M wears,
if you were the final arbiter of such things, which would you go with? The white South Carolina helmet or the black South Carolina helmet?
I like both of them.
I do too.
I like
don't
the red
like
one.
Their logo. I don't like their logo. It's not, they got one of those goofy looking chickens with long feathers.
Yep.
How intimidating is that?
I think, Barry, all three of South Carolina's helmets look good. I like them all. I do not, I'm watching this series the other night on SEC Network about the Wishbone. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's really good. Darryl Royal.
I remember I saw a quote from it where Brian Bosworth, the former Oklahoma linebacker who's in all the Dr. Pepper commercials, Bosworth said, he said it in this piece. I haven't watched it, but I saw the quote. Bosworth said, I have had 34 surgeries. All 34 were because of the Wishbone.
Yeah, he sure did. Certainly did. But they showed some clips of Alabama when they were going to install it. And, of course, they showed a clip of them in those white helmets. Of course, Ray Perkins brought them back in the 80s. Do not bring the white helmet back. Looked terrible. Looked too soft when they wore all white, pants, jerseys, and helmets. Don't do that. So I think Alabama's got a tougher choice to make because there's just not a lot of different things you can do. Of course, I've mentioned, just take the numbers off the helmet.
Numbers on that. But what do you do if you don't have the numbers? Alabama doesn't have a good logo.
They don't. I don't want the new car tag has the elephant coming through the A. Don't like that. Don't really like the scripted A. Don't want red pants with white jerseys. All red, I'd have to see it first. I want to see what all red looks like before I go for it. But we won't have the opportunity. But I'm leaning, maybe a home game in Tuscaloosa, go all red. Helmets, jerseys, pants. Said the same thing about Auburn. Their baseball team goes all navy.
Don't turn the channel off. John talking. People take that stuff seriously.
No doubt about it.
There's profanity involved, and there's spit flying when you talk about Alabama's uniforms. Now, all I'm saying, it's not going to keep them from signing or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, the
off the top
like it.
of my head, I want to say, guys, Texas worn a dark jersey. I want to say they have. But if are Texas, Alabama, and Auburn the only three schools that have not done anything to their uniforms? I want to say Texas has to worn a dark uniform, but I got to look that up. Can't swear to it. But I just don't get it. I think Auburn's got a lot of combinations. Isn't Auburn, kind of like Don Henley sings about gazing into the Auburn sky from the Sunset Grill. Shouldn't Auburn incorporate orange more? Because Auburn is thought of as orange.
Well, there's orange is more unique than blue. Fewer schools wear orange than they do blue. This is from a couple of years ago about Texas. This is from Texas, si.com/Texas Longhorns, Sports Illustrated. And they point out, as John has as well, Alabama will wear alternate uniforms for baseball. Auburn will wear alternate uniforms for basketball, for baseball, for volleyball, for everything. Chris Del Conte was asked a year ago, the athletic director at Texas. He says, quote, as long as I'm working for you and I'm working at the University of Texas, there are two colors, burnt orange and white. If God wanted multicolored sunsets, he'd have made them purple and green, but he didn't. They're burnt orange. It's not old. It's not stuffy. It's Texas. It's the best. Is that arrogant? Heck yeah, it's arrogant, but that's Texas. Or Texas will wear alternate uniforms for baseball, multiple jerseys, combinations for basketball.
So
but
Texas,
on the road, Texas is going to wear all white with orange numbers and the orange thing on the helmet. And at home, they're going to wear burnt orange jerseys with the white helmets and the white trousers.
Have they ever worn? I wonder if Texas has ever worn burnt orange pants and jerseys at home.
Have not. They're like Alabama. They ain't changing. This is who we are. This is now. You'll look and you'll see online. People using AI to see this is what Texas black uniforms would look like.
Yeah.
This is what Texas gray uniforms, like John said, this is what burnt orange pants would look like. And here's a hint. They look stupid. So
I know hard-headedness. I get it. I know it. I get it. But
yeah.
Penn
State, Southern Cal will always, always, always wear black shoes. I've seen some Auburn teams wear black shoes, some Auburn teams wear white shoes. And for a couple of reasons. Number one, Bayer wanted it that way. Number two, Saban wants it that way. And by gosh, if you're Kalen DeBoer, you better win a few more games if you're going to start going against what Bayer and Nick have to say.
It's interesting, Barry, that piece about the wishbone. They mentioned about bowl matchups and how Coach Bryant wanted Penn State to be in one game and Alabama to be in this game. And I think, wait a minute, Coach Bryant was the bowl committee? I'd heard those rumors, but no, they brought it up in the wishbone story. Bear wanted Penn State to play Alabama in this game and wanted Nebraska to play this team in that game. Oh, wow. Man, that's pretty powerful stuff there. All right.
How about even this? Because, I've got Troy's helmets. Sometimes they're chrome.
Yeah.
And you can see the stadium in the helmets or the surrounding area in the helmets. You can shave looking into one of those Troy chrome helmets. And the chrome Cardinal helmets are my favorites at Troy. How about Alabama showing up, crimson jerseys at home, those fabled crimson jerseys, crimson helmets, chrome. Chrome
Kentucky
helmets, same colors,
yeah,
but just chrome or matte or, something like that. Maybe shadows with the numbers on the sides of the helmet.
My personal preference, I don't really like the chrome helmet. I don't like Kentucky's.
Yeah, Kentucky's got one.
That would not be my first choice. I tell you, when Alabama had their white helmet, Barry, it was all shiny. they make a helmet now that's got kind of a matted finish.
Oh, yeah. Love those too.
Maybe if they went white with the matted finish and it wasn't all shiny, but I don't like the white. Just didn't do it for me. I never liked Alabama in the white helmet because, they wore the white jersey and the white pants too. And it just, that didn't do it for me. All right. When we come back,
yes.
Time for a break.
Time for a break.
We're going to go give you the Phantoms Daily Dog. We are restarting that after the Major League Baseball All-Star break. The second season is underway. We're going to get into it with the Phantoms Daily Dog. I do have one more thing about things you should know.
Mm-hmm.
Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel is ready for the second part of hour number 2 today as well. So we got a lot going on. And when we come back, we're going to keep it going here on this Monday.
Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small. From a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit. Beers that won't fit. Hammocks that won't hammock. Screen doors that appear out of nowhere. Flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool. Keep them coming. And keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the River Bank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at River Bank and Trust. Locations throughout the River region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. 28 minutes to the top of the hour. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it here on Longshore McKnight. Goes a long way. And, of course, you can always check us out at yellowhammernews.com. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, X, Spotify, Instagram, you name it. We're there, and we appreciate you checking it all out and telling all of your friends and associates. Let me go ahead and give you the Phantoms Daily Dog here today, Barry.
Boy, it's been a while. Let's see if we remember how to do it. It's like riding a bike, Let's see if we've gotten off of that hot streak just by the All-Star break hiatus we've got. Phantom's Daily Dog brought to you by the Phantom. Every day, every show, the Phantom comes up with something, and the pickings are a little bit slimmer during baseball season, during the summer because of baseball season, but looking for an entity, a sports entity that is an underdog in a particular contest that the Phantom believes can either get over the number or win the game outright.
That's right. You're exactly right, Barry. And I tell you, baseball's been good to the Phantom.
No doubt. I was a little surprised.
Yep. So was the NBA. The NBA postseason, Major League Baseball. It has been a good run for the Phantom. If you've been following along at home, you certainly know that. As a matter of fact, our last full week, Barry, we hit 4 out of 5 in our Phantom Daily Dog. So we kind of are on a little streak, as you mentioned. All-Star break was last week. They took some time off, but we are back at it today on the program. So I'm going to give you the start time. I'm going to give you the teams, and then you can maybe tell us a little bit more about the pitchers. And I know what you're thinking. Phantom, shouldn't you know about these pitchers if you're
if you're predicting them, no big deal. I mean,
the Phantom is unselfish. He wants to give me a little bit of airtime in this too. It's not, the whole segment is not just Phantom.
Great
Harry
point.
gets to jump in once in a while.
Great point. So, Barry, we're going 5:45 this afternoon. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 games at 5:45 today.
Yeah. One of them in the nation's capital and one of them in the city of brotherly love.
That's true. Barry, we are going to the nation's capital of Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
I've never been inside this stadium, but I've walked past it. Does that count?
It does, because I've done the same thing at Wrigley Field. Never been inside Wrigley,
okay,
but I've been around.
So it's a new stadium. It's in the Navy Yard. It's a really neat place. The Washington Nationals, formerly the Montreal Expos of years gone by for some of you older viewers and listeners. But the Washington Nationals are at home tonight, Barry, hosting the Cincinnati Reds. The Nationals are plus 115, a home underdog in the nation's capital. We got Brady Singer against Jake Irvine.
Yep, Jake Irvine. But both of these guys are SEC schools, although Jake Irvine's from Oklahoma and did not play in the SEC. It was before then. He's out of Minnesota. Both of these guys are workhorses. Both of these guys, work deep into games. They've been innings eaters, and they've both got a lot of decisions because of it. Irvin 7-5, ERA about 4.5. Brady Singer went to school at the University of Florida. I followed him well. Began with the Royals. Now he's in his 5th season. And he pitches for the Reds, both of them big dudes. Singer 6'5", Irvin 6'6". Singer is 7-7. Irvin is 7-5. Both of their ERAs about middle 4, 4.32, 4.58. John, in effect, Singer and Irvin are basically the same guy. Same size, same effectiveness, and they basically throw the same pitches. So this is basically the same pitcher.
So I'm catching a $115 at home, and I'm batting last. I'm in. Give me the Washington Nationals as a home underdog hosting the Cincinnati Reds tonight at the nation's capital. What's the name of that ballpark called again?
It was called Nationals Park last time.
Yeah.
I can't keep track.
Something
Keep track. Yep. So there's that. There's our Phantom Daily Dog. By the way, the Braves play at home 6:15 this afternoon, opening up a series against the San Francisco Giants. Braves 2-game losing streak after they made a winner, or after the Phantom gave an opinion on Friday against the Yankees, but they lose the next 2. Braves are now 12 games under 500.
I did have the Braves against the Yankees in game 1, and they won it. There you have it.
12.5 games out of first place in the National League East.
All right. So the second article that caught my attention that I wanted to get to before we get to Gurn Jr.'s Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel, presented by Victoryland, where you can be a winner too, exit 22, off I-85 in Short, Alabama. I like Kevin Skarbinski a lot. And he's been on this topic several times before. And I like his the title of the article is pretty catchy. It caught my attention.
That's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. Unlike a good neighbor, Alabama football is still not there for in-state schools. And they shouldn't be. It's not their responsibility.
The headline reads, again, Kevin Skarbinski, unlike a good neighbor, Alabama football is still not there for in-state schools. Why can't, this is the subhead, why can't the folks at the Capstone get it right when they go searching for other non-conference opponents to throw money and opportunity at? An opinion column. And it reads, it starts.
And I will say this, Barry, we brought it up the last time we brought this up. I want to hear from Bama fans. Do you want to play in-state schools? Am I the only one that doesn't? I mean, do you want Jacksonville State, Troy, South Alabama, UAB coming into Bryant-Denny Stadium? I mean, I get it.
Given the fact,
I don't want to see Mercer or Eastern Illinois either.
That's it. That's the thing. Bama fans don't want to see those games anyway. So, I mean, is it a point of pride that they'll go with Eastern Illinois? Well, we're not going to play any in-state teams because we don't need to help them. Well, if you take the state lines out of it, if, we were all just one big country with no states, you'd be playing them all over the place. But, the eastern part of the state is rimmed by the Chattahoochee River. The west is where it is, the south. And if it weren't for state lines, you guys would be playing them all the time. I don't understand why the political boundaries have anything to do with it. I
think it's financial boundaries. And there again, until we change our scheduling philosophy and format, where for some reason long ago, people figured out, you know what? We need to play 3 cupcakes every year. I never understood why.
Well,
did they think you're not going to get hurt, or it's not going to take as much out of your team? I think that's been proven wrong. You can see people get hurt in those type games. Maybe the players aren't as focused or into it as they need to be. But until we get rid of those games, you got to fill the games somewhere, somehow.
Right.
Why would you fill it with a team that's inside your state border? They just happen to be here. No fault of their own. But why would you fill it with a team from within your state border and help them out financially? I mean, you're trying to get every entertainment dollar and every fan you can get. Why are you trying to help them get them? That's not what you're. That's not what.
Is that the worry? Is that the worry? Is that really? Because I've heard a couple of things before, not from you, but a couple of things before about it would. Why would we help out somebody else's recruiting? Is Alabama going to be battling with Troy for the same recruits?
I've never heard that. No, they're not.
I mean, we don't need to have that. Well, is Alabama going to be fighting for fans with South Alabama and Troy and Jacksonville State? I don't think so.
They're not. But why help them out? Is it Alabama's responsibility to help out everybody else? No.
Well, you're helping out Mercer. You're helping out Eastern Illinois.
Exactly, because until we change our scheduling philosophy, they'd be stupid to schedule 12 Power 5 games when nobody else out there is doing it. So you got to schedule a couple of these mamby-pambies, but you don't want to help teams out in your own state because, there again, why would you do that? You're having a hard enough time getting the entertainment dollar, particularly now that television is such a big factor. You got to keep everybody happy and keep your fan base together. So I just don't understand why you'd want to do it. Do the Alabama fans want to do it? I don't talk to
I'd love to hear from the fans.
Because say, man, I'd love to have Troy or South Alabama on our schedule. You know how they feel about UAB. There ain't no way they want UAB on the schedule.
And that's a shame. That's a shame. So let's ask the fans this. Does anybody out there think that the Alabama-Mercer game is going to be a sellout?
No.
Is the Alabama game against Eastern Illinois going to be a sellout?
No.
I would virtually guarantee that the Alabama-Troy game would be a sellout.
It would not, because you're going to see games in Tuscaloosa this fall where they're going to be empty seats. Now, they might sell the tickets, but you're going to see empty seats. I've been talking about it for years, particularly the end zone upper decks, empty. And it would be the same way.
Troy would sell, Troy,
well, I mean,
something thousand fans virtually guaranteed. If Alabama can fill up 70,000, Troy can fill up 20,000. I guarantee you, or somebody.
How many times has Troy had 20,000 at their stadium?
They've had it before. I want to say 15-something thousand like that, 15 times.
I don't see that happening. I just don't.
They would sell more tickets for. I guarantee you, Troy would travel to Tuscaloosa more than Mercer's going to travel to Tuscaloosa, more than Eastern Illinois.
No doubt. I would definitely agree with that.
ULM.
But then the bottom line, what if Troy wins that game? Does Alabama want to go through that? You think Skarbinski's not going to write some article about, whoa, how the mighty have fallen? Well, little brother comes up to Tuscaloosa and beats up big brother. They don't need that.
One of the most respected sports voices in the country one of the smartest men in our medium has said, you can't think that way. Somebody that has been an industry leader and an opinion shaper for a generation has said, well, you might win the game too.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what? And I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but we're not talking about Notre Dame, the Big Ten, selected ACC schools. You know, the MAC, the Sun Belt, the AAC, because ESPN and everybody in America is going to be going, wow, look what happened to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
South Alabama, Troy, whomever came in there and beat them. They do not need that. That is not what they want. Why take the chance? And certainly it can happen with Mercer. It's happened with Northern Illinois. It's happened with Central Florida. It's happened with
Louisiana Tech.
They don't need that. Don't
yeah.
need it. Do not need. But particularly because even though I guess some people have forgotten about those games, you let an in-state team come up there and beat you, it'll never be forgotten. Ever.
I was on a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and they asked me what my strongest memory was, what my favorite call was. And I had to say it was 8 years ago when Troy beat LSU down in Baton Rouge. We've had a lot of them, won a lot of games at Troy, but even 8 years later, been saying, man, that LSU game.
I remember.
Could not wait to get to the car on the drive home so we could listen to the LSU postgame.
2 basketball games. One was played in the Omni. The other was played in Coleman Coliseum. Wimp Sanderson lost one of them. I believe David Hobbs lost the other one.
Okay.
South Alabama at the Omni. Wimp lost to them. And David Hobbs lost to UAB in the NIT. Still chaps the rear end of Bama people. You don't let UAB come into Coleman Coliseum. I bet if you walked into Bartow Arena. And I've never walked into Bartow Arena. I'll be the first to tell you.
I've been there.
I got to think there is a photo of great moments in UAB basketball history. There's a picture of that game in Coleman Coliseum.
Picture singular, like one? I'm thinking plural for that one. And again, since we're featuring Bob from Pike Road today, we need to have a chatter of the day and just follow him. Bob from Pike Road says, why would Bama help Troy, Jack State, South Alabama with anything? You can talk until Jesus, our Lord, comes back, and he is coming. It will never happen. Bama's helped Troy. I say help. Bama's played Troy in basketball, in women's basketball. Bama women's basketball has played Troy at Trojan Arena. I did the television for that game. Played them in baseball, played them in softball, played them in all that. They have helped those schools with anything out there.
That's a different... there again, the golden goose that supplies the revenue for all those other sports. You don't want to kill the golden goose. Don't want to do that.
We've got time here to sneak in a couple on the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. But let's take a break first and get that out of the way, and then we'll topic ourselves to pieces up until the top of the hour. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Don't miss your chance to win big at Victoryland Casino. Play the latest, hottest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. Don't miss out on your free play. Stop by Player Rewards today and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. Come see why our players keep coming back. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino, located off I-85 exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you know that Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air service fee is good for 30 days for all 4 trades? That's right. If we service your home's electric, plumbing, HVAC, or garage doors, we will come back within 30 days for any of the 4 trades at no additional cost to you. A licensed and trained Dixie technician will service your home with our signature warehouse on wheels, and all work will be backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. What are you waiting for?
Okay, back at it here on a Monday, about 10 minutes to go until the top of the hour, and the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel is in the box, ready to go. Looks like there's a lot of topics. Let's don't waste any time. Spin away. We have not seen these topics, so we're seeing them for the first time as you are, our listener and our viewer. So let's see what we got.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Fencing. It's Olympic sport. I do know that.
Oh, yeah. There's been a rash, an ongoing number of professional athletes' private homes that have been burglarized.
Yep.
And a lot of the reason why is because they know when these guys are going to be on the road, Joe Burrow had gotten his home broken into, and they took a ton. Yeah, the Bengals were playing Dallas on Monday Night Football. I didn't realize this. A group of 7 Chilean nationals were arrested.
Ooh.
People from Chile. And anyway, there is a guy named Dmitry Nechtievsky who owns a pawn shop. I don't think he's from here, but he owns a pawn shop, and he's been serving as a fence for those guys.
Wow.
So he got arrested. He got charged with all this and sentenced to all of this and restitution and everything. And you know what he said that makes me feel good about it? He says, "I am sorry for my actions." Oh,
yeah.
John, that cuts me right there.
Was he genuine?
At least he's genuinely apologetic for serving as a fence for millions of dollars worth of stolen goods taken from the homes of professional athletes. At least he feels badly about it.
Come on. Now, is it genuine? We'll see.
No, of course not.
What was his name again?
Dmitry Nostorovsky or something like that.
Dmitry. That sounds like a guy that would own a pawn shop.
Or a convenience. Anyway, What else we got?
Let's go. Let's spin it again. A lot of multicolored panels here on the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. We can spin away.
Brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino, exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama, where you can be a winner
you can. You certainly can. All right, it's going to land on the light blue panel, which
Knipping is basically, this is how you pronounce that. Knipping. This is the NBA Summer League. Knippel was a freshman. He was the other huge freshman among the 3 big freshmen, along with among others. The Con Knippel 6'6". He's the one in the front. And when Cooper Flagg got hurt, he really showed out. He was great in the tournament. And he got drafted by Charlotte.
Yep.
And Knippel scored. He averaged over 20 points a game. And the Hornets won the Summer League. Watch out for the Charlotte Hornets.
Got Brandon Miller, Colin Sexton on the team. Hello.
LaMelo Ball, those guys.
Yeah.
And Con Knippel. He may be a difference maker. We shall see. That's a good get there, Gurn, because you want a dark horse in the NBA this year. You could do worse than the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I've always liked their uniforms.
I have too.
Yeah,
I've always been a fan of teal.
Speaking of uniforms, all right, let's spin the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. It's located at exit 22 off I-85 in Shorter, Alabama. Open 24/7, 365. How about that?
All right, we got it, Gurn. We're ready?
Yep. Let's see what's next on the Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. 4 colors to go, 4 panels. Spin away.
Sneaky.
See what we got left here.
Dingers for days. Dingers for days.
Somebody's been hitting a lot of home runs, I'm going to guess.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Aaron Judge, watch this. Dude, 6'7", weighs about 270. And,
bing.
That's basically it. He also, he is one of the great hitters now in Yankee history. Aaron Judge has hit 351 home runs, 6th all-time for the Yankees, but he's also hitting like 350. He hit 3-something last year. He's also hitting for a high average. He has been great. Huge strike zone because he's 6'7", 270. Yeah. But so he is not only a home run hitter. He is, again, hitting really well.
I know
high average, whole deal.
Babe Ruth was kind of a big guy. Not really.
Yep, not that big.
But baseball players today look like football players.
It's unbelievable. Remember, CC Sabathia was about 280 pitching for the Yankees and the Indians.
Yeah.
John mentioned in the Phantoms Daily Dog, the two guys who were throwing for the Nationals, Jake Irvin is 6'6". The guy who's throwing for the Reds, Brady Singer, is 6'5". Both of them weigh over 240 pounds.
Man,
there probably weren't two people in Major League Baseball in 1940 that were that size.
Yeah.
Now you got two of them playing against each other, pitching against each other today, and it ain't no big deal.
Not at all. They are big guys playing baseball. They, like I said, look like football players. All right, 3 more to go. Let's see if we can squeeze them in. I believe we can.
By the way,
you better believe
Judge at the moment, Judge is hitting 352. It's unbelievable.
Is that good?
Really good.
I think it is. All right, green panel. And it is going to land on the color green. Sneaky. Who's been sneaking around?
Doncic.
Oh, what's he been doing?
Marcus Smart with the Lakers. How does this work? Because Doncic, they're passing the torch for the Lakers.
Yeah.
On his way out is LeBron. He's playing one more year. He's about 41. The new star is going to be Doncic, who they got in the trade with the Mavericks. Marcus Smart, very good guard. Smart is planning to sign a 2-year, $11 million contract. And Doncic he's been a key player in that, trying to recruit him, in other words, willing to move around a little of his money to make this possible into the cap. Doncic he's the next big thing for the Lakers as they make the transition. LeBron isn't what he used to be, but he's still pretty dadgum good. But this is probably his last year. So Doncic is trying to be a player to get, and then the Lakers weren't any good this year.
No, it was great.
Trying to get that going. So there you go.
Awesome. Good stuff there. All right, 2 more to go. Green and blue, or I thought it was yellow and blue. It's always green and blue. I guess it is.
It was green and blue.
Yeah. All right, let's spin away Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel, where you can be a winner to beating tags. That hardly ever happens, but it looks like it might have happened here.
Juan Soto. I didn't see this. This one's new to me. Let's see if we can get this. Soto, they're playing against the Reds.
Ooh, shot. Okay, second base coming home. Oh, he's safe. Oh, yeah. I could see that.
That was an okay slide.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, that wasn't great or anything. And by the way, those are the Mets' alternate uniforms.
Yeah,
NYC across the front.
Is that guy stealing home? Did he?
No.
He left a little early
against the drawn-in infield.
Okay,
it's a good slide.
Yeah,
and a great slide.
You know, Bear, I've told the story about when I played softball out of college a couple of years, and I told myself I am not sliding. I've done
That's because you had those cigars in your back pocket that you had just bought.
It'd be a close play at second. I'd get on the ground every time. I'd have skin up knees and elbows. I'd go to work the next day, and that scab would kind of stick to my pants. Oh,
I hate that.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Get out of that habit pretty quick.
You ain't kidding. All right, one more to go.
One more. We may pull this off. Yeah, I didn't think we had a chance. Look at us.
Got to spin it to make it official here. It's the blue panel, and it's going to land on.
Wasn't there a song from Kiss? From Ace Frehley, Back in the New York Groove?
Yeah.
She's back.
This not to be confused with She's Gone from Hall & Oates.
No. I feel Venus Williams?
Yeah, coming back.
Oh, no. No.
I mean, if LeBron can play at 41, she can play at 45.
Yeah, but it's like, it's like Journey still playing with that Filipino guy.
Oh, he's awesome. Arnell, fantastic.
You see some of these guys at Impact, and you're thinking, dude, 70, is he trying to riff on the guitar?
Alice Cooper.
Arthritis.
He's still rocking.
Venus Williams trying her best to to still play at 45. Look, Venus, you've made millions and millions and millions.
They can't give it up.
I got one word for you. Pickleball. Huh? You don't have
Is
to
that an
move
Olympic
around as
sport
much?
yet? I made that prediction a while back too. I don't think pickleball has made the Olympics yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
It's extremely popular.
Well, also coming on tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
We've got Brian Matthews, auburnsports.com.
Yep.
We've got Travis Ryer from Ryer on YouTube. We've got United States Senator and gubernatorial candidate Tommy Tuberville.
That's right.
Tomorrow on the show as well. I can't think of a single reason why anybody would even entertain thoughts of missing Longshore and McKnight on Tuesday.
You're exactly right about that. And hey, if you didn't catch us live, no worries, because you can watch us throughout the day. You can listen on Spotify, check us out on Instagram and X, all over the place. And we really appreciate everybody out there hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check us out at Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com.
Yep.
There's always some video content. There's a write-up about today's show there as well. Great folks there at Yellowhammer News. Highly recommend you check them out, follow them, and make that part of your daily routine.
Love it, love it. Glad to have everybody with us today. For Gurren Jr., John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight, Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.